Well, here we are, day 2, working on this bad boy. And as you can see, popped a string. It was after I set it up and everything. Everything was done. All I was doing was I had the old Big Ben's nut sauce here. I was putting in the nut because, like, I thought either the tuners were trash or the nut was garbage, and the nut is garbage. I usually have bone nuts on my guitar, so you know, I put the nut sauce in and everything's working like it should now. But funny thing was, like I said, the nut was already cut for bass strings. I put the strings on, and I checked the relief, and the relief is perfect. Check the string height. On the bass side, it's perfect. On the high E side, it was actually a hair high, so I just lowered that a hair. And the intonation was mostly perfect. It's weird, and I don't know if it's because maybe the bridge is straighter than the neck at the 12, because usually you have that little, like, the 3 stagger. Let me get my finger out. You get the 3 stagger here and then a 3 stagger here. But this one is like, it goes up, then back, which that's normal. And then up, and then about the same on the high E. And it was just like, I don't know, but that's what it kind of came out to be. But anyhow, the high E, while I was putting the nut sauce in the nut, I was tuning it back up. It popped right at the tuner, and I checked. The tuner didn't feel like it had a burr on it. So I think because it was only a 20 gauge string, a 20 gauge wound string, it was just, it just couldn't. I heard, like, wound strings, especially really small ones, are pop easier than, like, just a plain one, because they have to be even thinner for the wrapping. I don't know how true it is, but I didn't feel a burr in the tuning head, so I don't think it was that. So I'm wondering, because I have a pack of power slinkies in my guitar case, I'm wondering if they'd be long enough, because I measured from this point of the bridge all the way down to this first tuner, and it's 35 inches. And I have power slinkies, but then I'm thinking, like, I looked online and a lot of the bass 6 sets start with a 24. This had a 20 on it. So I'm wondering, if I go get a 24, I think Super Slinky has the D on it is a wound 24. And maybe if it's long enough, or I don't know. And I don't want to buy a set of Super Slinkies and then they're not being long enough. I can't find, my Google powers are failing me. I can't find the length of a pair of Slinkies, so I don't know if they'd be long enough. I'd hate to ruin my one spare pack of power Slinkies. Just the fact that they wouldn't work. And plus, the gauge is wrong. I'd probably have to use the plain 18 gauge, and that would be weird. And then the wound D is almost the size of the B string, so it would just be really weird. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I thought I was basically done, and then this happens, and I have a slight little. Let's see if it can pick it up. Hear that little... No, not there. Well, it's not really doing it now. You can Well, you can't really hear it now, but the bridge was rattling, and there's this little cheap retainer wire that holds down those screws, and apparently you can either kink the wire or you can use nail polish or whatever. So that's another thing I have to deal with. Oh, and I almost forgot. If you ever change the little strap things on a Gretsch, I've done this before. This must be something new. The screw here, see, this top piece, that little thing screws onto. It looks like one of those knobs, but smaller. And then you put your strap on and you put the knob on. It's like their own little strap lock. Well, it was in here like that, and I kept trying to unscrew it, and I couldn't do it. And I did it before, because I had the one like this, but with the Bigsby on it. So I get some channel locks, and I'm just like, argh! And then all of a sudden, caused a little war wound here. I don't know if you can see it. The paint chipped a little bit, and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, you know what? It looks like it's a little shorter than what it was. I'm like, could it be reverse thread? And I'm looking, because all you can see is the very top thread here. You can't really focus on that, but that's a normal thread. I'm looking at that's a normal thread. I'm like, well, what could it hurt? I've already did, like, I think I've done a whole turn, so I just go back the other way, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's just started coming out, and I looked, and sure enough, the wood part is reverse thread, and the normal part is threaded. So, or normal threaded, yeah. And so, be careful if you ever have to change these, to take these out the other way. And yeah, I put the wood in the hole and the wood glue, and then put the strap in, and now it's nice and tight. But yeah, this thing has been, like, last night everything was coming together, especially like once, like, it was almost like it was designed for bass strings, except that it probably needs one with the thicker high E. So I don't know, I'm debating what to do, if I should drive all the way over to Guitar Center, pick up a pack of Slinkies, because basically I'm just buying them for the G string, because those are too dang small for anything I play, and if the rest are going in the garbage, so I'm either going to buy them and they all go in the garbage, or I could open up the power Slinkies now, but I don't want to put a plain string on there. Anyway, I'm going to think about what I'm going to do, and the end part of this video, I'm going to go see if I can film a piece at practice, and you can kind of see this thing in action, and hopefully with all 6 strings. So see you then, and have a good one.